the iwi.
New Zealand. Let's go.
The undisputed.
Coming up, and new UFC champion Khamzat Chimaev wins in dominant fashion at UFC 319. Kiwi Aaron Toe and Lawrence Louie check in before the road to UFC semi-final.
I only found out the day I was leaving that the guy that I thought I was fighting is not that guy.
But first, to the Dana White Contender Series, where the CEO himself welcomes CKB's own Cam Rowston to the UFC.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel the pressure, but the pressure is a privilege. You know, it's you can let the pressure get to you and like start to crack, or you can just like use it to fuel your training and get your mindset right, and that's what I'm trying to do with it.
But how cool is it? It's not just you know, getting ready for these fights. It's, you know, it's Aaron Toe's up, it's Navajo Sterling as well. So, you know. Yeah,
it's a good like cohort that we've got pushing through this year, and I think when all three of us make it in there, they're gonna look to stack all three of us on UFC cards, like they're stacking Kai, Izzy, and Dan, and all the other boys have been in from CKB. Like stack them all on the same card.
Training with the Hickman brothers and all the work that he's put in at City Kickboxing certainly paying dividends.
There's no high better than winning. Drugs, alcohol, bungee jumping, parachuting. Getting a win in the cage, that's my drug, that's my high. I feel amazing. This is the best you can feel. I've been here mentally in my head the last 2 years, 3 years. I've been knocking on the door. I've felt it every night I've been lying in bed doing this training camp. I knew I was going to get a finish. I was going to cement my contract. All those haters on Instagram, the internet, Reddit, YouTube comments, I love it. That was kindling for the fire.
Obviously, you get to take a win home to Australia, but what would it mean to take a contract home tonight?
The contract would be everything. That's my life. This was my life since I finished high school, since I was 17, 18. I eat, sleep, and breathe MMA. Like, this is it. Like, I have nothing else. UFC Perth, sign me up. Dana White, sign me. I am him.
The matchmaker said you can't fight in Perth because we already have 16 fights. I don't give a shit. You're fighting in Perth. Congratulations. Get over here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
one day. He has only 1 day left. So he's dead tomorrow.
the shot goes down. Tim Elliott got it done. Big knockdown early from Michael Venom. For the winner, Michael Venom.
Nice left hand by Neil.
That fight is over right at the gun.
What does a post-knockout cigarette feel like?
Feel amazing.
smoking in there.
Good right hand by Pico. Oh, vicious left hook to the body by Pico. Man, he looks sharp. That left hook to the body is nasty. Oh, he connects the elbow. Look at that. Here's the choke. My goodness. 2 spinning back elbows in one night.
If you want to touch to it now, God bless.
Drickus said he understood he was going to get taken down.
But this is quick show.
That was way faster than I can imagine he thought it would be that quick.
Crucifix. Bad early spot for the champion. And Chimaev continues to suffocate. And no!
Kia ora e te iwi, no mai hara mai ki UFC on Sky, Koravinda Hunia Tōku Ingoa. You have been watching highlights from UFC 319 at the weekend, where Khamzat Chimaev was dominant through all 5 rounds and winning the middleweight championship title from Drickus du Plessis, the man who called this fight actually. Kind of played out exactly the way he said it would.
Everyone's right in hindsight, but it's pretty hard to clock it before. Yeah. What's there to say about it? Just absolutely dog walked him. It's kind of, that's what I was saying before the fight, was just the poison chalice that is holding the title. Everyone coming up gets to study your style and they get to game plan for how to beat you. And as a champion, you just have pretty much 12 weeks to prepare for the newcomer, 12 weeks to prepare for the newcomer. And that style was always changing. Whereas the guys behind the scenes, years leading into it, they're thinking, man, if I was to fight this guy, this is how I would fight him. It's the poison chalice that is holding the title. That's the difficult part of it. But yeah, Khamzat went out there and just completely dominated, completely out-wrestled him. Drickus back to the drawing board. But yeah, it's hard. Drickus, the last 3 fights, you know, he's pretty much like fighting Strickland and Israel. Like, he's been preparing for a lot of strikers. So to come out there and just like in a short amount of time, just get to a full defensive wrestling training camp was just too much to ask for.
Absolutely agree. So now, you know, every time, even before the fight even happens, everyone's asking what's next? What happens if he wins, when he wins? You know, so what kind of state does this put this in the middleweight division? We know that Khamzat doesn't fight too often, but now is the title holder. How does this look for the middleweight division? Yeah,
I don't know. There's like a lot of, obviously, other contenders that make a lot of sense if we're going by rankings and stuff like that, but let's not get way down in those boring old UFC rankings. Like, let's get this one thing straight. Khamzat Chimaev is a huge potential pay-per-view star for the UFC. And the other potential pay-per-view stars, Israel Adesanya in the division, like Drickus, you know, just lost the title. Sean Strickland. These are guys that would warrant a lot of sense, but they're all coming off losses. They all need to get a win to get back in line for a title shot. So I don't think there's another big, huge pay-per-view star in the middleweight division that could warrant a title challenge. Going down, you know, obviously Khamzat has fought a middleweight and welterweight. Going down in weight and going for a double champ, no great champion in history went down a division to prove that they're better. It doesn't really, like, you should always, once you win a title, like, go up. That's always held in high regard. So if we're doing like, what's the coolest thing Khamzat could possibly do, I think that's Alex Pereira winning the light heavyweight title and then Khamzat Chimaev going up and trying to fight Alex Pereira. I think if it's like Ankalaev defends the belt against Alex Pereira, it's not that interesting to kind of see that fight matched up together. But if the stars align, if Alex wins his title back, Khamzat Chimaev starts calling him out, they start chirping and going back, that's a huge fight. In terms of pay-per-view, that's a huge fight for the UFC, and it's something that I think is not too far out of the stretch of reality.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too. Even looking at when Khamzat was in the octagon, he's a big man. He's huge, and Even at welterweight, you know, he struggled to make weight, obviously. But coming into middleweight, I know that Dricus isn't like the tallest of the division as well, but just looking at them in comparison, you'd think, oh, mate, he looks like a natural light heavyweight. I don't know how Carlos might like that, though, if he jumped into light heavyweight.
Whoa. One idea at a time. One idea at a time.
No, but that's a good call, though. That is a great call. And there's been talk about RDR perhaps taking him on, seeing as, you know, he has great wrestling and grappling and things, but we've just seen that he's tied up now with Hernandez in October. So maybe they're trying to set something up there. Who knows? But Whānau, watch this space, because now we're doing the middleweight math. There's always a division we're trying to do the math for, but congratulations again to Khamzat Chimaev, your new UFC middleweight champion. This week, though, Whānau, the road to UFC returns for the semi-finals, and we have 5 Anzacs in action. Here are our Kiwi cohorts, Aaron Toes-a-Mapto and Lawrence Louie. Joining us now, Whānau, the return, Aaron Toes-a-Mapto, ahead of his second appearance at the road to UFC. Kia ora, bro, joining us from Shanghai.
Kia ora, my girl. How are we?
We are very good, thank you. I wanted to start with asking you that, seeing as you're in Shanghai for the second time, does it feel, you know, a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more familiar this trip so far?
Yeah, it actually does. It's buzzy as because obviously coming through this time, a lot more people recognize me through the airport and just moving around throughout the city. We're at a different hotel, so which is interesting. But we're close to the French concession, which is apparently like a part that was built up back in the day, but it's a beautiful place. And yeah, the people have been amazing. They're actually like really friendly. Then they're a lot more approachable here. We went out to a place called The Bund last night and had a few people come up and talk to me, so it was pretty cool. I'm happy to be back in China and Shanghai. I love this place, eh? And honestly, it's so hot outside. Their summer's actually quite nice. I wasn't actually aware that it was like this here.
Look, I wanted to ask you, just touch base with you after your last win at the road to UFC, because you said to me in that interview on Fight Week that, you know, this was it. This was your last chance, your last crack, and then to go off and do what you did, how you did it. You know, describe that feeling, and perhaps was there a big sense of relief as well as celebration?
Definitely, that's the mindset I was in at the time, and I feel like it's still a massive underlying factor of how I feel at the moment. I did have a lot of relief. It was actually quite difficult not to get emotional while I was walking out and after the fight, just because of the weight I was carrying for myself, you know, and for the people I care about. But I think that's a necessary aspect of how I fight and what I need to envision in order for me to make my best performances happen on a regular basis. I had a lot of stick on the internet, like they were saying, oh, he's fatigued and he's tired and this and that. But it was more so just the emotions. I was trying to control my emotions because I was just thinking about my kids. And yeah, after losing the Dana White Contender Series fight and stuff, one of my sons, like, he was a bit distraught for like a whole week. He didn't really, he hadn't ever seen me lose before. So that was an interesting thing to have to deal with. Going from Superman to just a normal dad in your kid's eyes is a bit heartbreaking. So yeah, I just used that energy to motivate and align myself with exactly the energy I needed at the time. And once I got that win, yeah, it was just a sense of relief, and the pressure release obviously brought my emotions to the surface. And so I was just trying to control them with my breathing, because obviously in Te Ao Māori and with the performance mental coaches that we have, they teach you that your breathing is like really important. So yeah, I was just trying to keep that in check, and I managed to do a pretty good job at it without funny crying on international TV, which was a laugh.
This weekend, obviously, it's birthday week. The treats have to wait for a couple of days until after your fight. But, you know, how have you felt preparations have gone? You're well and truly, you know, in the thick of it at the lighter heavy division as well. So how are you feeling ahead of this weekend?
I feel amazing. It's quite surprising how accustomed my body has become to this weight cut, to this weight class.
You look
and
happy.
just, I feel I feel it. Compared to the way that you see me last time we had an interview in the last, yeah, I'm definitely a lot happier person right now. But yeah, this time around, I feel amazing. My wairua, my ahua, my tinana, my hinengaro, like all of the pieces to the puzzle are just fitting together really nicely. And I'm intrigued about how this is gonna play out with my performance, because I've never felt this good before. I've never felt this strong, this fast, this mentally motivated, like this spiritually sounds, like my heart's in the right place. Everything's where it's meant to be. So yeah, I'm definitely intrigued to see what I can do when I put my mind to something like this in a full capacity, you know?
I'm interested to see too, because I rarely speak to fighters who are more intrigued to see how they're going to come out as opposed to their opponents.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I don't even, bro. You know what's something buzzy is I only found out the day I was leaving that the guy that I thought I was fighting is not that guy.
What?
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of not.
Yeah. Well, because I was like, Keone, my training partner from Tahiti, he was like, hey, do you want to show me some clips of this guy? And I was like, so I searched up his name and I pulled up these clips and I was like, wait, that's not the guy. And then he's like, what? And I was like, so I double checked the name and then went back and I was like, oh shit, the guy I had envisioned in my head that I was punching in the face isn't the guy. So I only found out the other day. So I had to like revisit all of that mental capacity that went to putting holes in this other guy. Maybe he'll end up getting holes in him in the final, but yeah, he's like, only you, eh? He's like, only you would do something like this. You don't even know who you're fighting. I was like, well, it's kind of defeats the purpose. My coaches do all of that stuff and I trust them and I know that my preparation is on point. So yeah, I'm excited to see how I perform and whoever's face I got to put a hole in to do that too, to make sure that my kids have a future. It's irrelevant to me.
Whoever they are.
Yeah. It passes like a cloud, you know what I mean? I don't focus too much on it.
Before I let you go, bro, talk to us about that korowai, looking nice and comfortable, even though you said it's hot outside, but talk to us about that korowai. It's stunning.
Yeah, I got this from my brother Nick and Tianati. It's from Rotorua. It's their whānau made it, but it's just, I don't know, sometimes when you leave home, it's nice to take things that bring the people that you do the stuff for with you, you know. So I got this chain off Tipene. I got this earring off my mum, and I got this korowai, and then obviously the Māori Moana stuff, 28 Māori Battalion right here. It's just things to remind me in my physical realm that why I'm here and what this is about, and not to get caught up in the pretty lights and the distractions, you know, in the thing that most people would think why I'm here, the fame and the money. It's more to just represent my people, and these are what the gifts they've given me. So, you know, I like to keep them close, especially when the last of my weight cut comes, because the last of it's kind of like the part where you got to dig deep into your soul and find out how bad do you really want it. So, and this is just my way of reminding myself why I'm here and who I'm doing this for.
Hi, bro. The kaupapa is bigger than us. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful to see the representation, as always.
Thank you, my sister. Matuaine. Ngā mihi nui tonu kia koe.
Joining us now, once again on UFC on Sky before his semi-final at the Road to UFC is Lawrence Louie. Kia ora, Lawrence. Welcome back to the show.
Kia ora. Good to be back.
You're back in Shanghai for Road to UFC for the second round. I wanted to talk to you about the environment now that you're a little bit more familiar with it. You're no stranger to Shanghai now. So what's the feel like on the ground this time around?
Hot and humid, and I love it. I love it. Back home in New Zealand, it's really cold. I'm low on body fat, so like feeling every bit of the cold. And yeah, it's a lot hotter here than it was last time, and it's really good for the weight cut and for just enjoying it.
Nice. Well, it's an absolute hailstorm today, so you'll be Yeah, it's dark, it's weird. I woke up this morning, I was like, why is it still dark? It's horrible. Look, talk to us about, after getting that result from your first round at Road to UFC, finding success, not just you, but Aaron as well. So, it was quite uplifting. And then working towards a semi-final. How has this preparation been after the success of round one?
It's been relatively similar, I guess, but obviously still a tough camp. Camps are always tough. And I haven't really I guess I have been a bit more confident in myself, but I really haven't let the quarterfinal. I don't think I've let it get to my head. I'm not really looking past my opponent too much. I know he's tough. I know he's got a bit of power. I know he's fast. So yeah, like last time I was like, after I got dropped, I'm like, no, I'm not. Screw the finish. I'm just gonna win.
But this time we'll go there one step further. Hopefully it'll go your way, the way you want it to. Yeah. Look, talk to us about who's over there with you, bro. Who's over there with you and Aaron right now, to get you guys ready and make sure you are, firing on all cylinders.
My brother, my little brother, he's here as well. He's a physiotherapist and he's tailing some of the physios at the UFC PI. At the PI, there's Mark Timms and there's Nathaniel Law as well, Nate Law. So they're all helping us. Yeah, they're all helping us prepare while Huge and Brogan are over in Vegas helping Cam.
Absolutely, you guys are all over the place. It's great.
Yeah,
it's a great problem to have.
Yeah, suffering from success.
That's a great way to put it. Also this week there'll be, the UFC Fight Night going on over there too. You looking at heading to that, the night after your Road to UFC semi-final?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've already got tickets for it. Be good to watch. Yeah, be good to watch one of our teammates, Rong Ju, fight as well, and just be in a UFC Fight Night live.
The last time, because there was like a whole host of Anzacs that were there, you, Aaron, and the Aussies that were there, it kind of put a lot of eyes on this tournament. This being season 4, I feel like it's kind of the biggest it's ever been in terms of attention. And now with the UFC Fight Night there to back it up, that's so good for you guys to have eyes on you as well as you compete.
Yeah, I heard, I did hear Dana was going to be there. Be good to fight in front of him. And yeah, like bringing all the Aussies and Kiwis into the Road to UFC, like that just brings more eyes to the tournament rather than just like Asian or like the Asian countries.
It's cool, man. Like, how are you feeling? Like, are you really excited? Like, what do you do on fight week to get yourself in the zone?
I'm really excited, actually. Yeah. On fight week, I like to train, obviously, and rest a lot, get lateral, as we call it. I was like just walking around just by myself, like have a look, like have a look at the city, have a look at where I'm at. Helps me burn a little bit more calories as well. And yeah.
You're just turning pleasure into work, you are.
Yeah.
Look, before I let you go, Lawrence, how cool is it to be there with your brother? I'm actually quite intrigued about that and him getting an opportunity to upskill while he's over there as well.
I'm so grateful that he's able to come, and yeah, he's like literally next door, like behind me. So it's it's great.
Yeah, that's wicked. Well, look, enjoy your week. Awesome to have family there as well. All the best for the fight, and then you get to enjoy a UFC Fight Night straight after. Me.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Cool. All the best, Lawrence. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you later.
See you on the other side, bro.
Okay, whānau, there you have it again, as I mentioned, 22nd of Friday in Shanghai, which is pretty exciting. Semi-finals, they've made it through the quarters. Coming through the semis, obviously these are your teammates again from City Kickboxing. Very exciting.
Obviously, like you got your teammates on there. I could sit here and just be like, gas, yeah. Like, and everyone at home will like tune out. So I don't know. I'm stuck between gassing up my teammates or telling the truth. And as I'm probably just going to end up telling the truth. I'd say between Lawrence Louie and Aaron Toe, I'd say somewhere in the middle is a UFC world champion. You know, we've got Aaron Toe, who's obviously incredibly athletically ability. He's got incredible natural ability, talent. Coming out of his ears, he does some freak of nature where he'll just pick people up and slam them on their heads from like awkward positions, and he carries like a lot of natural power. The hardest worker in the gym, he is not, my friend. Lawrence Louie, obviously like a naturally athletic and stuff like that. This guy trains 7 times a day, 7 days a week, no rest, eats broccoli, and he reminds me a lot of myself when I was that age and at that stage of my career when I was trying to break it. And you're almost like holding a flower so tightly that you crush it. Like you're holding on to your dreams and your passion so tightly that you crush it. Like the guy is so locked in and serious and so hyper-focused on what he wants, which is a UFC contract, that he's like doing what I used to do, is overtrain, like train yourself to death, get sick, get all sorts, get injured, fight through it. Suffering doesn't always equal success. Like wanting it bad, like you look at world champions of the UFC, if you could just be the guy that wants it the most and trains the most, then like that's not the champions. It's obviously like an incredible, being like a UFC world champion or a successful UFC fighter is like an incredible balance of like a lot of things. And like I say, I think a world champion is halfway down the middle where it's like Toe's chill as a daisy, like don't take nothing serious till the last.
Almost a little worrying.
Yeah, almost a little worried. I feel like if like Lawrence chilled it out a bit, there's a world champion right there. If Toe turned up the focus and turned up the training and locked in a little bit more, then I'd say we got a world champion. So the boys right now at this stage of their career, they're in the right place. There's still like a lot of time for them to learn these kind of lessons, but yeah, exciting for the next progression of their careers, definitely.
Yeah, I was going to ask, when you see this, when you sit back and you observe, do you ever say anything or impart anything to them, or you're just like, oh, this is just something that they kind of have to learn?
Nah, I'm just some old beaten up fighter that that's like where when I give fighters advice, it's from a place of it's not from a place of like this is the recipes to success. Like when I give fighters advice, I have everything you could possibly, every mistake you could possibly make in a fighting career, I have made multiple times. So when I tell these guys something, it's from it's not from a I know better position. It's just like I can see where this ship is going off track, but like fighters are hard-headed, they're bull-headed. You can tell a fighter something and they'll go, huh, yeah, what? And then they'll come back like a year later and be like, yeah, you're right. And it's like, but I used to be the exact same as a young fighter. I'd just be like, I know best. Like it's finding that balance I've spoken about earlier between confidence and arrogance, and it's like it's right at the end of confidence is where you need to be as a fighter, but that bleeds through to arrogance real quick, and you make that mistake like a lot of times as a young fighter.
Absolutely. Look, Funny, a little reminder on the Road to UFC format that the boys have already fought in the quarterfinals. They won that fight, which has qualified them for Friday for the semi-finals, which we will see this week. If they're successful here, they make it through to a final, and success there could possibly mean a UFC contract. So we are backing our boys all the way, but also happening in Shanghai this weekend is UFC Fight Night. Quick note that UFC won't be on Sunday afternoon as it usually is. It will be on Saturday night starting at 10 p.m. The main event featuring Johnny Walker up against Zhang Mingyang. And the co-main event, which is very interesting, this featherweight battle between Brian Ortega and the former bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling, because we all know, speaking of middleweight math, there's a little bit of featherweight math going on as well in that race to face Alexander Volkanovski for the strap. But Dan, you have a teammate on this card as well.
Yeah, Rongju. He's obviously been training at the Performance Institute there in Shanghai. But yeah, he's come over from there. He's been made the transition over to city kickboxing from China. So it's been really cool to have him in the gym and mixing it up with the boys. Yeah, he definitely is a hard-headed young bull. Like he's a young guy, incredibly athletic. He's coming off $50,000 fight of the night bonus, which he won in his last fight. So yeah, it's very exciting to see him compete on this card.
Absolutely exciting times ahead. Do not miss that. Reminder, Saturday night, 10 p.m, the main card starts on ESPN. And of course, because we are Australia-New Zealand region, UFC Perth is just around the corner. September the 28th, do not miss it. Head on over to ufc.com/Perth for all your packaging details. Carlos Olberg going to be headlining his very first event up against.
I'll now go back to the other camera. It looks like I'm punching you on the...
We're going to get into
Sorry, it's all right.
Thank you for joining us, Pano. Hey, kona mai.
The wait is finally over. The Octagon has returned to the land down under in Perth, Western Australia.
Listen to this crowd go nuts.
This is awesome. Oh! The Aussies are all sorts of fired up.
It does not get any better. Oh, my goodness!
Perth, this entire MMA crazed nation.
There is nothing like this.
Live from the RAC Arena, here we go! The